Budget Catwoman is pulling a Tom Cruise, and she doesn't wear gloves and has really poor makeup. And she has really long nails? What is the purpose of these nails? Well, I'm sure a broken or lost nail isn't going to be a problem. I'm sure fingerprints aren't a thing.
Perhaps I should have it checked for fingerprints.
You will find nothing, Chief Inspector. For the real professional, he wears the gloves.
You see, with Catwoman, she had nails as a weapon. It was part of her gloves. She used to help her climb and cut glass. She wore a mask and goggles. This person is just dressing up for Halloween and putting makeup on, leaving her fingerprints everywhere. And for some reason, the box she's stealing from isn't locked, despite having visible red lasers to imply a motion-sensing security system. What, security couldn't afford a $10 lock? In the previous episode, Reagan asked Kate to call her. At the start of this episode, they're in bed together, which means the relationship is completely physical. This is heightened by the fact that they make out in bed for half a minute. Wow, I care so much about this relationship.
Yes, Bruce, I'm quoting Rihanna.
Yes, I'm sure that generic quote was from a female pop singer.
I've been out and proud as long as I can remember.
Hey, that's great. Kate, rah, rah, vagina. No one cares. Can we please get on with the story? I don't know bikers, but is it just me or is Kate's clothing too big for her? Why is Kate letting someone else rent Bruce's mom's pearls? Since when did Kate own them? She knows how valuable they are to Bruce. But who owns this building, all the stuff in it? When did ownership of the building and everything in it go over to Kate? Did Luke just give it to Kate? Why? And he just lets these people come in and take photos? Like, Luke, what are you doing? Aren't you head of security? You don't just let people in. And how is Martha Wayne a strong woman and pillar of the community? I mean, what's the story there? Does anyone know? Can you maybe tell us? Kate realizes her interrogation skills aren't exactly up to par, as they're now defaulted to kidnapping skills. And those are so bad, the man is going into some form of cardiac arrest. That's more than neglect. What the hell did she do to this guy? Oh yeah, this looks completely legal. I'm sure there's no need for cops or any kind of supervision.
Does your husband know what's in plot 283, Catherine?
Again, Alice out of nowhere, third time's a charm. In the daytime, in a cemetery, did anyone see her walk up to the car? How bad is this woman's field of vision?
It's bordering on last season.
I need your help.
Batwoken has a voice-changing device on her belt which lights up. Just, wow, how stealthy. So she gives Mr. Septic over here to the person who attacked her because she's discreet and potentially going to get this guy killed. Yeah, embezzling funds, kidnapping, illegal confinement, operating without a license, and possibly murder. So Mary's looking at least 25 to life. Also, how did Batwoken transport this sick man who can barely stand, let alone be conscious? All we know is that she has a motorcycle. Did she rent a van or something? Did she stealthily break into the clinic with this guy dragged behind her? How did she carry the guy? By the way, where's the Batmobile?
When we should be looking for a bird.
Eagle cams.
Eagle cams? Boy, that would have really helped the crows in the first episode. Guess they never heard of eagle cams before, too. Glad Kate's here. Magpie is reclining down a straight rope. She's about to grab a Fabergé egg. Then Batwoken slices the rope and Magpie falls straight onto the floor. Where'd the platform with the egg go? They are literally in the middle of the room now fighting. What is going on?
I'm allergic to feathers.
Oh, she's not using her voice-changing device against the villains. But why? So Budget Catwoman goes to attack Kate and literally grabs her in a way that her fingernails won't do any damage, instead of simply giving her a series of punches like a jab or a cross, whatever, or simply slashing her with her nails. She instead somehow gets her hand underneath Kate's chin and doesn't make a fist because dialogue scene. Ugh. So did Kate help Budget Catwoman escape, or did Budget Catwoman just backflip into the window and break it? What exactly just happened here? Since when were Batman's Batarangs boomerangs? And that's not how boomerangs work. What is up with the physics in this show? Do they come back through something like magnetism? What is going on here?
According to the gallery's security footage.
So they had video footage of all of this, and what, Magpie just doesn't care? Okay, that's her preparation? Do the Tom Cruise thing and that's it?
You probably miscalculated the precision to it.
I didn't.
Maybe you angled it wrong.
Maybe it's broken.
It's not broken.
If it worked, I would have caught it.
What is this? How? It's based on kinetic energy, as in you throw something. Without explaining to the audience how this magical thing works, we have no understanding of what is going on. Is Kate at fault? Is the device? The broken window? How about Magpie? What is the problem here?
Should I flip your wrist back with the snap and a
You're Batsplaining. I already have the whole city on my ass. I do not need you joining in the chorus.
Kate is getting angry at the guy trying to help her, and she's inventing a new term for his explaining things to her. Batsplaining. It's bad enough to be angry at men for whatever reason, but now you have to be angry at Batman because his gadget you never practiced with before, ever in this way, didn't work the way it was. Hey, Kate. Just maybe you're at fault and you're not Batman.
Grenades. Probably an M67 filled with TNT or gunpowder.
That is a Christmas ornament. This is an M67 hand grenade. Can you see the difference?
It hit Alice's van with a 99.9% accuracy.
I'll probably use an advanced sensor initiation to detect its target.
Or someone was remotely controlling it because radio signals.
A sensor with that level of detection is unreleased technology unique to Hamilton Dynamics.
Really, if there's anything I know about Americans and their military, everyone in them are really good at blowing stuff up. Explain how this is unique to Hamilton Dynamics. Shouldn't be hard. How does this thing work? What are you talking about? It sounds like a remote control bomb anyone could have made with fancier components.
You were living with polar bears under the Borealis. Why the hell did you move back here?
Polar bears and the northern lights. Yeah, why would you give up the frozen wilderness for Chicago? I mean Gotham.
She's super cute and has the best souvenir.
The best Hoffamir? The what? The Hoofa from here? Food from here? What word was that? I think it could have been tofu paneer, but that's just because I know food, not because I could hear what the heck she said. Can the actors in this show please speak clearly? I mean, Gotham has great and diverse cuisine, but what are you saying? Swabbing an object you've already touched. Well, I guess it's better than nothing. So Magpie stole Bruce's mom's pearl necklace, and Luke's reaction time is ridiculous, as in not noticing a taut cable that was apparently running down the length of the room. It just was there, and he didn't see it, and there's a woman slowly going down it and smacking him in the head.
I'm not playing games.
Yes, you are playing games. That's what you do. That's your whole thing.
The address linked to the P.O. Box account.
Guy at the facility gave it to me.
Let him take a selfie. Batman never posed for selfies.
Batwoken poses for selfies because she's so intimidating. Good job, Kate. I had no idea a private P.O. Box could be an actual room, like an entire storage facility, nor do I understand how deliveries could be made to it, especially when it's a locked, frozen room, but okay.
I see jewelry, computer, 3D printer.
Really? You can see stolen jewelry from the window. What, does no one walk down this hallway? No one looks through the windows of a freezer unit with the lights on inside and goes, wow, look at all that jewelry nicely lit up. Wait, wasn't there a theft a few weeks ago? Wow, great design and maintenance there, building owners.
It's climate rigged. If anyone enters, the body heat will raise the room's temperature and set off an explosion.
Why would it set off an explosion? I'm not really following this logic. Is Luke some sort of like makeshift explosive expert? What if it's like rigged for an alarm? Or some other kind of action? Or nothing at all? How does Luke even know about this? What if the room loses power? Heck, why don't they cut the power to the room? Wouldn't opening the door cause warmer air to move into the room since there's only one door? Does any of this make any sense?
The suit can lower your body temperature to match the room and bypass the sensors.
Okay, Kate's training in the Arctic is actually applicable to this problem. Gotta give it to the writer there. This is some fridge brilliance bullshit. Of course, just because the suit is cooling doesn't mean Kate is at the same temperature as the suit. It takes a few minutes to cool down or lose heat, especially in the area not covered by the suit, like your face.
You know you can't breathe, right?
You're kidding me.
I didn't invent kinetic energy.
No. It's called thermal energy. If breathing caused kinetic energy to display the air and whatever sensor was that sensitive to pick it up, then moving around in the room would displace the air in the room much more than breathing. Thermal energy, not kinetic. Does anyone know physics here? Even if those are LEDs by their size and amount of light they're generating, these lights are generating a lot of heat. Less than what someone's breath might be, of course. Somewhere in the range of 20 to 30 degrees Celsius, and the suit is calibrated for 4.5 degrees Celsius.
But I fixed the Batarang. It was calibrated for Bruce, who has longer arms than you.
So let's get this straight. Batwoken's arms were too small since the Batarangs were designed for Bruce's arms? Okay. How does the Boomerang Batarang work again? Is it kinetic energy? Physics? Magnets? Like what? Batman has magnetically been returning Batarang boomerangs to his arms, which were too big. So you can't blame Batwoken for her throwing skills. Nope, it's all just magnets. Just magical magnets. Okay.
If you can try to clone a copy of a hard drive, that'd be great. Might give us a clue into what Magpie gets her talents into next.
Kate can clone hard drives now because what? Batsuit? I guess? Or did the Inuit Inuksuk teach her the IDE hard drive cloning technique? I'm no olfactory expert, but even with a drop in temperature, there would literally be no air friction to cause any stimulation in your nose when you are holding your breath. Rigging an entire place to explode could destroy or partially destroy the priceless loot and equipment Magpie has kept in there. So there goes millions of dollars worth of stolen jewelry. Good job, Batwoken. And of course, the explosion occurs right under her feet because it has to blow up somewhere, right? Okay, so this is my tipping point. One, Magpie is turning a 2-story loft or room into a fridge, which is around 4 to 5 degrees Celsius. You would need a lot, and I mean a lot of energy and air conditioning units to do all this. I would imagine the owner of the building had to accommodate this need by installing more ACs and be given a monthly fee to keep the power going all year round. I'm assuming they wouldn't need a radiator if we're just going for below 5 degrees. 2, there are lights on for no reason, which means they would have to be super efficient LEDs to not generate heat above 5 degrees Celsius, which is currently, to my understanding of LEDs, technologically impossible. 3, she would need another super efficient heatsink solution for the computer she's running, because computers generate a lot of heat. I don't even know how a computer would operate properly when it's inside a room the temperature of a fridge, but it's technically possible, so okay. 4, a 3D printer is in the room. I don't know how much heat exactly they generate, but I'm guessing creating and baking solid objects from epoxies and liquid plastics is going to make a lot of heat. 5, there are windows to the hallway. The hallway I could believe because maybe she's using thermal glass and it doesn't look like a lot of light energy is in the hallway, even during the daytime. But there are reasons why you don't put windows on a fridge. And 6, the window to the outside. Now, this is where it all falls apart. So the room is set to comically explode if you so much as exhale, which means you must have some sort of laser temperature detecting system covering every square meter of the room. How the heck do you have a temperature-controlled room set up as a fridge with a window in it connected to the outside world? You know what's outside all year round? The sun. And to top it off, Kate just grapple guns at the window, which, I mean, what is she escaping toward? What the grapple gun attached to? A lamppost, and then the window simply breaks, which means this probably isn't thermal glass, not that that could stop the sensitivity of the room from sunlight, but that this room is just simply not properly insulated. All this room needed to be was have no windows, be dark, and be tracking motion, not heat. That would have been fine. But because it was temperature controlled and very sensitive as a fridge would be, they didn't do proper setup. They didn't connect the completely obvious background of Kate's training to this very scenario. It was one giant waste of just storytelling in general, and an impossible room that served no purpose aside from showing us the Batsuit has temperature control and Magpie probably stole a bunch of AC units and, I don't know, paid off the proprietor. Just why does this room exist?
I'm not actually curiouser and curiouser.
While I believe this is a line that Lewis Carroll wrote, we have no idea that Alice in this story has publicly stated it. So Beth's attempt at trying to be Alice is a purely random one, especially for a quirky pop culture selfie-taking med student. Would she really remember lines from Lewis Carroll? I doubt it. Like, what is this? Did the actress try out for the part and the director went, hey, who also auditioned for Alice that we hired? So with the pearls back, Luke puts them back in the metronome box. Why would you do that? They were previously stolen from there in this very room. Nothing says they can't be restolen. And weren't they going to be part of some sort of museum gala? I guess not anymore. Just get them out of the box. Put them in a safe somewhere else. What's stopping Magpie from coming back and taking them again, or even noticing the Batcave is open? Because I'm sure she's aware her storehouse is toast now. So what security measures have you taken since then for this room, Luke? So Luke is 3D printing something from Magpie's hard drive because there's no reason. He's just printing a schematic, but he doesn't know what it is because the schematic was encrypted. If a schematic is encrypted, the 3D printer program can't read it. It would have to be decrypted and then opened up. But even then, once it's opened, you'll see a preview or a 3D render of what you're printing. This whole scene is stupid and wrong.
I'm risking everything to build the Crucible, and I'm not even sure what it does.
So Catherine hired 3 thugs to take out Alice and her gang. That was her plan. She's in charge of the largest high-tech military contractor in the country. She could have hired an army with the best gear to take out Alice. Sure, okay, maybe she started small. She wanted to be economical and subtle. That's a good first step. But 3 thugs versus an entire gang? A billionaire and CEO of a defense contractor would know a little bit about numbers, I think. So Kate just walks around an extremely expensive-looking museum gala, complete with heavily armed guards carrying a full bag of Batwoken gear. I'm sure no one will ask to inspect her gym bag. She then stuffs the bag in the basement in the janitor's closet because those aren't locked.
And pretend it's not totally uncomfortable that your ex is here.
An ex from 15 years ago who's a married woman who told her to move on, and you're currently dating this girl. There is literally no problem from all parties, unless everyone here are a bunch of dumb teenagers and think this is relevant.
I mentioned how beautiful you look.
And I hate that that worked.
Don't we all? Kate just says nice things and it's all okay. What part of this completely physical relationship is even remotely believable?
Her beloved pearl necklace.
It's really not that impressive unless you're an expert and you can examine them up close. It's really nothing to get excited over. And we know these are fake, so it's like,
It's a replica. It's the last thing that Magpie printed.
She's like a bomb in here.
So the reason why Luke couldn't contact Kate about the necklace possibly being a bomb was he was waiting for the 3D printer to make a replica. He couldn't figure out the schematic by looking at it. As before, this is not how 3D printing works. You just don't print something blindly, even if it was encrypted. It would have been decrypted by the program to load the file, or else it couldn't be opened. And then you can see what you're about to make, kind of like a normal printer. It's a 3D CAD or lofting program, and it would have a rendered preview mode. This was all to set up a fake sense of delayed time. Plus, this doesn't tell us that it would have been a bomb or a series of bombs. It just shows the image. But apparently it's a bomb. Okay. So Magpie pulls the fire alarm and Batwoken suits up. Batwoken throws the Batarang, but that one doesn't return. Okay, why not? We just had a whole scene of why this was a thing that they had to fix. Didn't they fix it? Because a returning Batarang would have been really helpful in this scene. A Batarang that stabs at an enemy in the back, really, really helpful. Anytime now, Batarang. Yeah, things are about to get really, really bad. So the pearls were a series of small bombs, and the string on it just sort of fell apart. Or I guess there's no string. I'm not sure exactly what happened. The problem is, 1, Magpie already pulled the fire alarm. People are already leaving. And 2, the pearls are really small. There's no actual fragmentation. They're just little explosions. They're not deadly. And one has already gone off, not leaving a mark or any sort of damage, and no one got hurt, which means they're not anti-material bombs, which is what thermite is used for. So regardless, people will run away from explosions anyway, even small ones, so there's really no longer any danger. So Batwoken runs to the pearls, which have now scattered around the room after falling from their necklace as if connected via magnets or something, and she randomly starts jumping near them so the explosions don't kill anyone. But she's not actually protecting people or pushing them away or getting in front of the bomb. All she's doing is posing with the cape in front of her face while the little CGI explosions go off and no one is behind her. The explosions are so small and so slowly apart from each other that people would have naturally run away, and they have plenty of time to do so. This scene is so farcical. It's hard to put to words. Combine that with the villain cackling like a witch with the crazy nails, and you've got something lamer and less believable than a 60s Batman episode. Also, all the cases that have jewelry in them aren't locked. Again, maybe they're the same prop from the opening scene. And how do these bombs actually work? Is there a timer, some sort of additional chemical in the nanothermite that's randomly put in to cause them to explode at different times? I mean, what is this compound? It just sounds like cherry bombs, only smaller and more fiery, that do 0 damage. So this one stray pearl has somehow made it to the carpet that's going outside without exploding. This is like magically still. There's enough energy in this thing that bounced around the room is still moving because, I don't know, friction. What the hell is that, right? Physics in the show is just another word for crazy magical contrivance thing. And I don't recall the entrance to the gala with the carpet being the same room that the pearls were in. It did, like, how do these rooms line up? I'm just like, wow, what is going on in this scene? So Batwoken has this magical ability to throw a spinning batarang from, I don't know, 30 meters with such accuracy, like beyond Lone Wolf and Cub level of accuracy, that she can hit an explosive pearl from a little girl's hand and not hurt the girl. The angle of impact from above somehow causes the pearl to fly upward into the air, which is just physically impossible, and have the Batarang now magically returned to her because, I guess, magnets. This was the magnetic one. The other one, I guess she lost the other one. So this causes the pearl to launch 2 stories up in the air, or I don't know how far in the air. It's really high. And for some reason, it explodes by itself, of course. Even though there's no way for anyone to know when it'll explode, it just does. Oh, but Batwoken isn't done yet. She and many, many others outside see Magpie crawling up a building in public, out in the open, nicely lit. She could easily be caught by the police or the crows, or shot by either party with their nice looking rifles. She's, I don't know, 6 or 7 stories up. Batwoken just pulls out her grappling gun, aims at Magpie's direction, I guess the wall she's climbing up, because there's this really loud sound effect. And Batwoken just pulls, like a really hard yank from the build, like she pulls Magpie from the building. Now either the wall that Magpie was holding came off with her, or Batwoken's grappling, like her hook dug into Magpie's, I don't know, solid metal material. I don't know what she's carrying. So Magpie screams and somehow falls back first into a 2-foot tall deep water fountain, I guess at best. She's still alive. She was inches away from a giant piece of concrete or stone that would have snapped her neck. Well, I mean, the ground would have done that. I mean, I think the water should have done that anyway. I mean, is Kate a murderer? Because that's what violently pulling down someone from 7 stories does. It kills people. At best, it cripples them. But nah, she's fine. She can walk around. And oh, she's the photographer from the Pearl scene at the start. Because, yeah. So Kate breaks up with the bartender because Batwoken, and no one cares because they don't. So why should I?
Don't answer that. It could be her.
Well, if it's her, I should get her.
Jacob, please.
And as soon as she says that, after 2 rings, it just stops ringing. Like, wow, the phone call just knew Commander Kane was a little busy in a conversation. How polite of it.
I reunited a bunch of billionaires with things they probably didn't miss.
And you're gonna be who? Joanna Gaines?
You can be Chip. Queen Rihanna was right. Lies don't make anyone comfortable.
Yeah, preach on, sister. You go, Joanna, whoever. I'm sorry, I have no idea who these people are. So somehow Kate is going to start a real estate firm, I guess? Is she rich? Like, how much money is this going to take? Is she a multi-millionaire? Whose money is this? Is it Daddy's money? Is it Mommy's money? Is it Bruce's? Does she get a yearly stipend and she's been saving her allowance all this time? What is going on here? There was so much stupid and wrong with this episode, it was rather hard to process, which is why this video took so long to make. I kept finding problems after thinking about them and after rewatching them. If you turn your brain off, I'm sure you'll be fine. But if you actually care about stories and storytelling, this show is not for you. This is stuff probably aimed for kids after school who like looking at a show with 80 to 90% women, kind of like watching Xena Warrior Princess. It's about that level of sophistication. It's certainly not suited for primetime slots on a Sunday. Anywho, thanks for watching, and good luck with your media.